Going to watch this video that says language review Spanish. I guess that I'm gonna get really mad because they're going to bully my country once again. Bum bum bum. I did it out of the stream. Yeah, Mobius. The last one was out of stream. Okay, let's go for it. Eñe, toma, eñe. Can you say that, guys? Or you're dumb? Can you say eñe, España? Or you can't, huh?
Hola a todos y bienvenidos a mi canal.
Okay, let me increase the volume.
Hola a todos y bienvenidos a mi canal. Para los que no me conocen, yo me llamo LanguageSim, soy de Estados Unidos y soy un macho alfa hiper políglota gigachad. Hoy vamos a...
What is this? Okay, so I'm going to be the one reviewing him before he reviews my language. Okay, all in all, I don't know how much time he spent learning Spanish. It's pretty good. It's the average. It's above the average tourist you find in Spain. I think that the average tourist that we have in Spain tends to be from either UK or Germany. And they're either like drunk or retired and elderly. That's like the polar opposites.
Hablar sobre el idioma español, or Despacito language as it's formally called. This is the fourth...
Okay, first mistake. You cannot say, I'm going to talk about Spanish, and the first flag that you put, it's fucking Argentina. Yes, they speak Spanish. Put a Spanish flag. A Spanish language comes from Spain. S-P-A, S-P-A, Spanish, Spain. Ugh.
Fourth episode of Language Review, a series where I go through the languages of the world and review them, sort of like a film critic or a video game reviewer, but for languages, specifically from the perspective of a language learner. I'll discuss who speaks them, their grammar, their difficulty, and tons of other stuff before finally giving them an official Language Simp certified rating
so
on
cooked.
the Simp scale.
We're
If you enjoy this
so
video,
cooked.
let me know in the comments which language you'd like me to review next, and without further ado, let's begin. I'm just a stupid gringa. I failed my Spanish classes with...
Señor González de los Reyes.
I couldn't survive a day in Mexico. I'm a gringo and I learned Spanish, and there's more to it than just Mexico. It's the language of Becky G, Carol G, Bad Bunny, telenovelas, the third best soccer player, and much more. Spanish...
Oh, put someone that is from Spain too, please. We have one of the biggest like Twitch streamers in the world is Spanish. It's Ibai. He has the world record 3 or 4 times every year of like the most watched stream ever in Twitch with millions of views. Yeah.
is spoken by over 550 million people worldwide in over 20 diverse and unique countries, so learning Spanish will unlock an unfathomable amount of DLC to explore.
Let's go!
The most notable piece of content you'll unlock is indisputably the GigaChad African nation of Equatorial Guinea, located only 500 miles southwest of mainland Chad. Basically, in the second millennium, Spain decided to pull in England and colonize a huge part of the world, which allowed them to spread their language to almost everywhere in the Americas, resulting in every country highlighted on this map speaking Spanish in the present day. You may be wondering, why is that giant, mysterious, and abnormal growth jutting out of South America not highlighted? Well, the Spaniards missed that country entirely. It's called Brazil now, and they don't speak Spanish there. They speak spicy Spanish. However, I honestly think that Spanish should be called Mexican because Mexico...
No! Yeah. What do you mean Mexican, you idiot? You idiot. Hack toi.
is the country with the most Spanish speakers.
Okay. I gotta say something. First, Mexico rocks. Mexico is amazing. I love Mexican food. I've been in Mexico 3 times. Mexico is really good apart from all the shootings. But yeah, Spanish is Spain. Shut up.
In the world at over 120 million, while Spain only has around 40 million. And frankly, Spain should be embarrassed because even the United States of Freedom, a majority American-speaking country, has more Spanish speakers than Spain at over 50 million. I personally think that we should just open...
Quality over quantity, you stupid gringo. At least I'm not losing my hair, huh? Look at my long hair, huh?
open our southern border entirely because Tejas used to belong to Mexico anyway, it's only fair. But in the meantime, millions of people are tragically being arrested trying to cross the Texas-Mexico border every year. So if you really want to speedrun Spanish, you could fly to Mexico and try to cross the border for fun while interacting with a ton of native speakers from all over Latin America along the way. You'd find yourself in very extreme situations, so you'd have to learn fast, and worst case scenario, you die, but if you don't, you'll be exposed to so many different accents. Speaking of which, one of the things that makes Spanish an excellent language to study is the vast array of unique and iconic accents that exist in different countries. When you're a new Spanish learner, it's like Minecraft, where you have a blank slate with the opportunity to completely reinvent yourself depending on which accent you choose. Do you want to sound Mexican, Argentinian, Colombian, Chilean, Texan? The choice is yours, so...
And what about Spanish? Just put a Spanish teacher, please. Everyone, it's wild, but as a Spanish speaking person here on Twitch, there's more people that think I'm Mexican than actually Spanish. Like when I say that I'm Spanish, there's generally like a very big amount of people that say, oh, from where? And I'm Spanish. I said that I'm Spanish. Mexico. Taco, burrito, fajita, ole! I mean, nothing wrong with Mexico, but I mean, I'm Spanish, not Mexican. Come on.
Pick carefully. Personally, I chose to learn the Spanish accent from Spain.
Bien, por fin. Yippee! Spanish wins.
Mainly
Boom.
because I wanted to LARP as a metrosexual European businessman with a sophisticated lisp when I talked to Latinas in Florida Walmarts. Because contrary to popular belief, Latinas don't speak Latin, they actually speak Spanish. But the opportunities are truly endless with all the accents. Allow me to give you a brief summary of the most notable ones to help you decide which to learn. Argentinian sounds like they're always singing, and it reminds me of what it would sound like.
So, I would understand people thinking that I'm from Argentina because I yap a lot. Like, the major characteristic from an Argentinian people is that they don't shut up. Like, they don't have the brain programmed to stop talking once they start. This seems like the worst and most toxic stereotype, but it is actually true. Someone from Argentina talks way more than any other Spanish-speaking country. I had a lot of friends from Argentina, Mexico. I've gone in cruise ships, and Argentinian people, they talk a lot. Like, it's crazy. They really yap a lot, almost as much as I do. They're extremely extroverted in comparison to, they're like really extroverted and outgoing people.
Like if a bunch of Germans moved to South America and learned to speak Spanish with an...
I mean, that's literally what happened, you know, like a lot of people during, let's say that some Germans that lost the war went to Argentina. It's actually true. A lot of like 99999 during war after losing went to Argentina. And I know that because Spain was the country that allowed them to do that. Spain was like, oh, you want to flee? Sure. Dictator's favorite to ex-dictator. Yeah, just cross the sea through Spain.
Italian accent. Chilean speaks so fast that even just the simple hola uttered by a single Chilean in Santiago has the potential to break the sound barrier in Singapore. Cubans speak like they have a mouthful of Soviet nuclear missiles, and I genuinely wouldn't be surprised if they're not even actually speaking Spanish.
I'll be honest, guys, Cuban people is the kindest Spanish speaking people you will ever find. The people from Cuba that I have met are like the friendliest Spanish-speaking people I have ever met. Like, they were so nice. In general, I'm unable to like actually know when someone is from Chile just by their accent. In my case, I think it's easier to spot a person from Chile because of their looks rather than how they speak. They have a skin tone that is very different from Mexicans, for example. At least I don't have a bad time spotting people from Chile. They have very different looks than, for example, Mexicans. I understand that from someone that is maybe like from US, you don't tend to recognize it easily, but Spanish-speaking countries are really fucking different. The looks are extremely different, really, really different. A Cuban person has nothing to do with, for example, someone from Mexico. Nothing.
Puerto Ricans mix Spanish and American so much that mi cerebro can't process lo que están saying. Spaniards sound kind of fruity in a good way with a gorgeous lisp, and they have very flamboyant personalities. Colombians sound really...
Look at my flamboyant personality, guys. Boing, 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 boing. Flamboyant personality.
I went on a date with a Colombian nanny last year, and her voice was like Uzbek to my ears. So sexy. And Mexicans sound really Mexican. I don't know how to explain it. It's just...
This is like the best definition ever. Everyone has an accent. Like, they have a little bit of an accent. Mexicans sound Mexican. Like, someone from Mexico, they don't have an accent. They have 3 accents together to make a macro accent, right? Like, they don't have like a small change on how they speak that makes them recognizable. Is that they could literally have a different language and you would like, I don't know. It's just Mexico has like such an easy to understand accent. Like they have that very, 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 very recognizable accent. I think that Mexico and Cuba have the most recognizable accents of all of them. Like, it's very easy to spot someone from Mexico and Cuba. Like, super easy.
Beautiful. So take your pick. You really can't go wrong with any of them. And once you've chosen an accent, you can go start studying Spanish on Speakly, a language learning platform that I'd like to thank for sponsoring today's video. Speakly is a language learning website and app designed by 2 hyper-polyglot gigachads.
Last time that I skipped an ad, I got flamed in the comments
Russian,
and the spam disliked, so we're gonna eat all the ad.
Like Estonian. Unlike other language learning platforms, Speakly focuses on teaching
So
you the
enjoy the
essential
ad.
vocab you'll actually need to use in real life. It doesn't bore you and force you to memorize useless words for metaphorical seashells and Indonesian tax law. It really focuses on conversational fluency, and it offers a variety of language learning exercises that I believe will dramatically speed up your language acquisition. Speakly is available for both web and mobile for Android and iOS, and there's a free 7-day trial, so at least click the link in the description.
That's
to try
amazing,
it out.
guys.
You won't lose anything, and if after
Really
6 days
good.
you're not satisfied, just cancel it. Thankfully, all Spanish-speaking countries pretty much speak the same core language, except for Cuba, where they might actually be speaking Esperanto, but who knows? I've never understood a word any Cuban has ever said, and it's honestly not even worth trying. I won't succeed. So now let's talk...
That's why I say that it's very easy to spot Cuban people. Well, and Dominican Republic people are like super easy to spot too. As a Spanish person from Spain, it's very easy for me to recognize Dominican Republic, Mexico, and Cuban accents. It's really easy. Puerto Rico, I don't know. I'm saying Republican, like República Dominicana. I don't know the name in English. It's Dominican Republic, I guess. I don't know. I guess
Talk
so.
about the alphabet. Spanish is written in a slightly modified version of the American alphabet, where for some reason they have 2 N's and they put a little Cheeto puff on top of the second one. They also have goofy names for some of the classic letters, such as this E, which they call A, which is very confusing. And also the B and the V are pronounced exactly the same.
Okay, so how about you, Mr. America, accept the fact that you, English people, are the ones who decided to make letters sound different, huh? Because for me, since I was born, the letters in the Spanish alphabet have sound the same, and when I started speaking English, suddenly the letters sound different. So who has changed, huh? If when I was born, My alphabet was first. It's actually painful. Like if you're Spanish and you try to learn English, you're like always mixing up how the letters sound because they like sound. Our E sounds like your A. Like it's our like our it's like your E. It's and your E, it's our I. Just when I need to like spell words and I say RETARD, when I need to spell words, it's very difficult for me to say it right. I need to think, how is this letter in English pronounced? It's painful.
Why the Also, in some countries, a few of the letters have different pronunciations. For example,
was that
in most
word?
accents, the J is pronounced like a wimpy little H, just like ha ha ha. But in the GigaChad country of España, it's pronounced rough and tough and manly, like you're choking on an enchilada.
It's just, that's exactly how it sounds. Ha ha ha. You're basically like choking. It's like a toi. Like if, okay, yeah. If you want to know how to say J in Spanish, toi, that's the sound, okay? You know, if you put J-A, in German is ja, in Spanish is ha, ha. So there you go. You've learned how to say J in Spanish.
In most countries, the S, C, and Z are pronounced the same, like s, but in Spain, the C's and the Z's make the infamous and gorgeous lisp sound, el acento con la mejor pronunciación de la C y la Z. In normal Spanish, the Y and the double L both make the Y sound, like y, but in Argentina, the Y and the double L make the sh sound. I like Argentina, but they gotta stop doing that. The only real problem learners run into with the pronunciation is the rolled R, like rrrr. So many monolingual betas think they'll never be able to pronounce it, but if you listen to the following advice, you'll be able to do it instantly.
Guys,
simply pronounce an
down.
R, r, and now roll it. Rrrr. Did you get it? Pronunciation isn't the only thing that differs between...
No, it's better, guys, if you accept that you're never gonna do it right. Pero. Like, it's like every English or French person trying to speak Spanish and say dog, it's perro, 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 perro. Normal Spanish? Do you speak special Spanish? Yeah, I speak special Spanish because I'm special. Yippee!
Countries. Each country...
I like his shirt a lot. Sorry for pausing the video, but I really like it. Guys, buy one of those. They look really cute. And it makes you feel like a happier person. You always need to dress with color. It's better. It makes you feel like a jollier and happier and cheerful person.
Also has its own unique vocab, which can be confusing at times. There's innocent examples like how in Spain this is called a coche, but in Argentina it's called an auto, and in most other countries it's called a carro. But other times the differences, especially with regional slang, may leave other speakers feeling very uncomfortable.
True.
For example, it wouldn't be uncommon for a Spaniard to say something like, Tío, me cago en la leche, tengo mucha pasta. And a Mexican could very well reply,
No. Me cago en la leche means literally I'm shitting in the milk. But it's an expression that we use to show frustration, like fucking shit. It's literally the same. And tengo mucha pasta. It's like saying I have a lot of mola. I have mola, I have guita, I have money. Not like actual pasta.
¿Qué pedo, güey? ¿Qué padre que tengas tanta lana? My Mexican accent is incredible. At least most of the vocab is the same
¿Qué
between
pedo,
countries, and a ton of Spanish vocab.
That's actually one of the best phrases of Latam Spanish, like Spanish from Latin America. One of the best one is ¿Qué pedo, güey? I really love that phrase. It's just so fun. It's just so good. It's so good. I wish we have come up with that and it wouldn't have been the Mexicans. I wish we could say ¿Qué pedo, güey? Yeah, way.
vocab was directly stolen from Americans, so it should be easy to learn. But the vocab won't be useful if you can't speak with proper grammar, and interestingly enough, even the grammar can differ between countries. For example, the word for you plural informal is vosotros in Spain, but it's ustedes in Latin America. When I was dog water at Spanish in the beginning,
Okay, I'm not entirely sure what this is, but vosotros in Spanish means like you as in plural, but when you're like talking in an informal way. In most South American and Latin American countries, they use ustedes, which is the word that we use to say you as in plural, but when we're talking with more respect. So for example, if you're like talking in your company to your bosses and you're like doing a meeting, you say ustedes instead of vosotros, right? I don't know why they say ustedes, but if I need to throw my shot, if I'm going to talk without having actual fucking idea, I think that they say ustedes because they used to be Spanish colonies, and I'm pretty sure that those that were colonized had to refer to the Spanish colonizers as ustedes. That's literally the reason why I think that they use that word. That's my way of thinking. It may be wrong because I haven't checked it out. This is just like my hypothesis. ¿Qué pedo, no mames?
I remember people used to make fun of me at Walmart and say I was pretentious or cringe for using vosotros as an American. Which was true because I was literally lying and telling Latinas that I was from
Andalucía.
deep in the toilet paper aisle. Another example is how most normal countries like Mexico, Spain, and Peru use the word tú to mean you in the singular form, while a bunch of quirky countries, mainly Argentina and this chicken wing looking region of Central America, started using the word vos instead of
Oh
tú.
wow,
And I
they
am
look like
not
a chicken
fan.
wing indeed.
If anyone online says or types vos to me, I block them instantly. Using vos would add a boatload of conjugations for me to learn, and I've already learned enough of them. According to my mathematical calculations, and keep it
I have the feeling that this guy hates Argentinian people and their language because he is only roasting Argentina. Like, he is only roasting Argentina. What have the poor babies done? They have good meat. And they jap a lot so they can communicate with me without any of the parties getting tired of the other.
mind, I was an engineer for a year. Each
And they have
verb in Spanish has
Messi.
about 108 different potential forms it could take when conjugated. If you're a gigachad like me, this doesn't intimidate you and you'll learn them quickly because there are indeed patterns. For example, a verb that ends in ER, like the verb comer, to
comer.
eat, will take on these endings when conjugated. But let's just
Yeah.
focus on the present first person conjugation so you can see the pattern. To say I eat, you drop the ER and add an O, yo como.
como.
For the verb beber, which means to drink, you drop the ER and add an O, yo bebo. Easy, right? Now that you got the hang of it, you try one.
You wish.
Mantener means to maintain. Can you conjugate it like the others?
No.
Wow, are you from Equatorial Guinea? You're right. Just drop the ER and add an O. Yo manteno. Wait, no, what the heck?
No.
No, that's wrong, you silly goose. You're lost. It's mantengo. Yeah, this language has a ton of irregular verbs, which normally wouldn't be too
Look, the fact that we have English people talking shit about our grammar is insane because you have words that are written the same that I don't know, like, I don't know how it's American English, but British English is annoying because one word sounds one way. Then if you want to say that word in plural, the whole pronunciation changes. Same words that are written similarly have nothing to do with how you talk about them. I don't know, it's annoying. But we Spanish people definitely have difficult verbs and conjugations. I agree with that. It's annoying. It's difficult to learn when you're like a kid in Spain. You make a lot of mistakes. You maybe spent like 6 months learning them.
too bad, but when I found out that this language not only has a subjunctive conjugation, but also a future and past subjunctive conjugation, I dropped my taco. If you don't know what these are, good. Please preserve your innocence as long as you can. Other aspects of grammar aren't that bad. As a romance language...
I'm really like... I find really funny that he's like... They have present, past, and post conjugation. If you don't know what that means, better. I'm not gonna explain it. Let's continue. It's just pain. It's pain. Let's face it, it's painful. Especially if you're not like Spanish.
Spanish does, of course, have two genders because, as always, a book is obviously a man and Christmas is obviously a woman. Now it's time to talk about shock factor. How will native Spanish speakers react to you speaking their language? Spanish is very widely studied around the world, especially in the United States. Therefore, you won't be that unique if you learn it. So will a native shit their pants, give you their kidney, and offer to marry you if you speak it well as if it were Chinese? Yeah, honestly, they will. It's kind of a paradox. In my experience, native Spanish speakers are very shocked when a foreigner speaks their language at a decent level. They're surprisingly impressed when a gringo speaks Spanish, probably because every kid in America watched Dora the Exploradora growing up, so they already know a few words like taco, bandito.
Honestly, like, it's very difficult to see someone learning Spanish from actual Spain and not like South American Spanish. Like, when a lot of people tell me that they know Spanish, they start talking and I say, oh my God, they had a Mexican teacher. And it's so easy to tell. And maybe they don't have any clue that Mexican Spanish has nothing to do with other Spanish languages. And it's just really fun. It's really fun to see how, like, you say, oh yeah, I know Spanish. And you can easily tell from where the teacher was. It's so easy. It's not like English. Like, I feel that American and British English are very similar to each other. Outside of potato, potato, tomato, tomato, and a couple other examples, at least I don't think it's that easy to spot someone if they learned British or American English, right? Unless the person is from America and the person is from England, that they have their respective accents. But having like a foreigner speaking English, it's not that easy to notice whether they're American or whether they're like British English, right?
And comprende. But when a silly little gringo speaks it coherently with a good accent, it's a pleasant surprise.
It is.
Just before you attempt to go YouTube polyglot shock people in public, try to figure out where they're from, because if they're from Chile or Cuba, you're not going to understand a word. Spanish, more than any other language, has so much more to talk about, but I must keep these episodes at a good length. So it's time to give Spanish an official language certified rating on the simp scale. On a scale of dog water to Giga Chad, I place Spanish solidly
Alpha.
In the alpha tier. I learned it because I love it so much. It's gorgeous.
But don't put that flag, put Spanish.
It has so much diversity and it's not terribly difficult. It's also usable in my country, which is a huge plus, but there are other languages that I simp for more. If you enjoyed this video, consider supporting me.
I mean, let's be honest. I'm not going to hate on French people for once, right? I think that French people had a lot to endure, especially with all the false allegations about them sucking at video games. I think that French is one of the hottest languages. I've said it. Come to me. I will defend my Frenches with my boobs and my life. French is a very hot language. Far, 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 far more than English. Way more. In my scale of horror languages, I think that Russian and French are really high on the scale. I love those accents and languages. I think they're really hot. Romanian also sounds super hot, the people that I have met from Romania. What can I say, guys? I'm a simp. Spain and Spanish is hot. I don't know.